I welcome all the devotees to our Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call of our Caitanya Charitamrta. And today we are very fortunate to have with us Her Grace Kirtida Sundari Mataji to enlighten on the topic of Antya Lila 15.57 onwards. Hare Krishna, Kirtida Sundari Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the session and giving your very valuable time and association and enlightening on the topic, Mataji. I hand over the call to you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Shama Supriya Mataji, for your warm welcoming and for all of your association. And thank you each and every one of you for sparing your valuable time and showing interest in hearing Caitanya Charitamrta. Really indebted to each and every one of you. So we'll start now. Jayo Jayo Shri Chaitanya, Jayo Nityananda, Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jayo Jayo Shri Chaitanya, Jayo Nityananda, Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jayo Jayo Shri Chaitanya, Jayo Nityananda, Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. So we are reading from Sri Caitanya Charitamrta, Antya Lila, chapter number 15. And today we'll start with text number 57. Chapter entitled is The Transcendental Madness of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Text 57. सौंदर्य देखिया भूमे पड़े मूर्छा पाना हे न काले स्वरूपादि मिलीलाशिया. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw the transcendental beauty of Krishna, he fell down on the ground unconscious. At that time, all the devotees, headed by Swarup Damodar Goswami, joined him in the garden. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Diveshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Guruve Gaura Chandraya Radhikaya Tadalaya Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tad Bhaktaya Namo Nama. Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langaya Te Girim Yat Kripahatam Aham Bande Shri Guru Deenatarinam. Okay, Hare Krishna. So we are back in our Sri Chaitanya Charitamrta session, which is such an esoteric subject matter that a person like me is feeling utterly unqualified to speak, especially on this Divya Unmad, this transcendental madness that is being depicted by Lord Mahaprabhu. But having full faith and conviction in all the assembled Vaishnavas, that yes, they will shower their heartfelt wishes, prayers, and blessings, I'm attempting to step on this esoteric subject matter. So really seek all your blessings, prayers, and wishes. Vancha kalpatarubhascha kripa sindhu varevacha patitanam bhavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta koti vaishnav vrindi ki jai. Okay. So when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw the transcendental beauty of Krishna, he fell down on the ground unconscious. At that time, all the devotees, headed by Swarup Damodar Goswami, joined him in the garden. So we saw in yesterday and day before yesterday's class that how Mahaprabhu, he went in one of the garden in Jagannath Puri, and thinking that garden to be Vrindavan, he entered that garden, and there he was looking for Krishna. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is non-different from Krishna, but now in his Antya Lila pastime, he is specifically depicting the mood of Srimati Radharani. He is in that Radha Bhav, and therefore in that Radha Bhav, in that Gopi Bhav, he is looking for her beloved Krishna. And he was looking all over, but he couldn't find Krishna. And as soon as Mahaprabhu entered that garden, thinking that garden to be Vrindavan, he immediately, his consciousness went into that mood of Vrindavan. And he forgot that he is in Jagannath Puri. And in Radha Bhav, he is simply looking for Krishna. He was desperately seeking the vision of Krishna. He was asking in incoherent language, he was asking the trees, he was asking the plants, the creepers, the deers, rivers, tulsi plant, all those, he was asking them, have you seen Krishna? Have you seen Krishna? Because he was remembering the pastime when Krishna called all the gopis to, on his playing, the flute. He called all the gopis, he messaged all the gopis to come for rasa dance. And when the gopis came, first he rejected, but then on the pleas of gopis, he accepted. And they performed that rasa dance. But there the gopis think, oh my Krishna, he's dancing with me because Krishna expanded himself. And each and every gopi was thinking that Krishna is mine and Krishna is specifically dancing with me. Seeing that pride in the heart of gopis, Krishna left that rasa dance. And now the gopis are wandering here and there just to have that vision of Krishna once again. And Mahaprabhu in that Gopi Bhav is also lamenting in the same way, that somehow or the other he should get a glance. But then what happened? That suddenly Mahaprabhu, as the gopis stepped onto the beach of Yamuna river, that now Mahaprabhu is in that Gopi Bhav, he saw Krishna. Mahaprabhu saw that glimpse of Krishna in that same garden of Puri, which he mistook as Vrindavan. And there Krishna was standing with a flute to his lips. And there Krishna is addressed as Manmatha. So yesterday also Prabhu was telling that how Krishna is not only Manmatha, but he is Manmatha Manmatha. So who is Manmatha? Manmatha is a cupid. Manmatha. Man means mind, and Matha means to churn, to bewilder. So who bewilders the mind? Cupid. Cupid bewilders the mind of all the ordinary jivas like us, mere mortal souls like us. But Krishna is Manmatha Manmatha. He bewilders even the Cupid, who has the power to bewilder all the living entities. Koti Manmatha, not only one Cupid, but millions of Cupid. So that Mohana, who enchants millions of Cupid, He was playing his flute and he was standing there. And his beauty, oh, wow. Hare Jagan Netramana. He enchants the whole world. The whole world is enchanted by seeing his beauty. It attracted the eyes and the mind, netra and mana, of all the world with his unlimited beauty. As soon as Mahaprabhu saw this glimpse of Krishna, this vision of Krishna, Mahaprabhu fell down on the ground unconscious, and he went into basically the full consciousness. He was absorbed in Krishna. And when Mahaprabhu is absorbed in Krishna, he normally gets unconscious. This is one of the Sattvika Vikar, the transformation that happens on the stage of prema. And that time, seeing Mahaprabhu unconscious, all the devotees, they headed by Swarup Damodar Goswami, they went to awake Mahaprabhu, from this unconscious state. And as before, because this is not the first time that Mahaprabhu has felt unconscious, it has been 4-5 instances that has been narrated by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. So just like before, this time also, when they saw this ecstatic transcendental symptoms, ecstasies in Mahaprabhu, externally, yes, Mahaprabhu, everybody was bewildered because Mahaprabhu is unconscious now, so everybody is bewildered. But inside, Mahaprabhu was tasting that eternal transcendental bliss because he saw Krishna. He was with Krishna. So as usual, once again, the devotees, they brought Mahaprabhu back to consciousness by saying, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. They were chanting, in the ears of Mahaprabhu. And they were trying to bring back Mahaprabhu to his external consciousness. And then the Lord, he got up. He came into his external consciousness and he began wandering here and there, looking around, that I saw Krishna. Where is he now? Where I am? So when Mahaprabhu was brought into consciousness, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami has quoted previously also, that sometimes Mahaprabhu doesn't come back fully in his external consciousness. He comes back partially. So this was again one instance where Mahaprabhu, though he came back to his external consciousness, but partially, because he was still absorbed in the thoughts of Krishna, where he saw Krishna. And then Mahaprabhu said, Kaha gela Krishna, ekhani painu darshana, tanhara saundarya mora, harila netramana. Kaha gela Krishna, where my Krishna has gone. Ekhani painu darshana, I just saw that glimpse of Krishna. Where he is now. He has taken away my mind and my eyes, because my eyes saw Krishna and my mind was absorbed in Krishna. So both of them are being taken away by Krishna. They both have been captivated by seeing the beauty of Krishna. So Mahaprabhu is simply saying, Kaha gela Krishna, where my Krishna has gone, I just saw him. Punha kene na dekhiya murali vadana tanara darshana lobhe bhramaya nayana. Mahaprabhu in text 61 is saying, why can't I see Krishna again? Punha kene na dekhiya murali vadana. Playing Krishna on flute, why can't I see him again? Tanhara darshana lobhe bhramaya nayana. My eyes are still wandering. They are doing brahma, right? They are wandering here and there with hopes to see Krishna once again. But Mahaprabhu lost Krishna's vision. He saw Krishna, but again he lost that vision of Krishna. So just remember this, that Mahaprabhu externally was bewildered. Like for devotees, it looks like that Mahaprabhu is externally bewildered. But in his heart, in his consciousness, he is absorbed seeing Krishna because he saw Krishna. Right? So Just remember this. Vishakhare Radha yache shloka kahila, say shloka Mahaprabhu padite lagila. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then recited the following verse, which was spoken by Srimati Radharani to her dear friend Vishakha. So now Mahaprabhu went in the mood of gopis, went in the mood of Srimati Radharani. And now Mahaprabhu will be depicting that how the gopis, when they saw the glimpse of Krishna, Radharani even saw Krishna, how she felt. What was the beauty of Krishna? Mahaprabhu is going to describe everything to Sarup Damodar Goswami and Ramananda Rai and all the devotees who are present. Now this is Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu is Adbhut Vadannaya, very, very munificent. He is Adbhut Karunyaya, very, very compassionate. And at the same time, he is Adbhut Audarya, very, very merciful. Krishna kept this Krishna Prem in the hidden treasure and doesn't want to reveal. And Krishna, not only Krishna, but all the incarnations of Krishna, they never revealed this Krishna Prem, this Unnata Ujjvala Rasa, this Madhurya Rasa. But Mahaprabhu, being Adbhut Vadannaya, Adbhut Audarya, and Adbhut Karunya to all the living entities, he basically opened up this hidden treasure and he allowed everyone to come and plunder that treasure of Krishna Prem, which was so much hidden, just like gold, diamond. We hide these, right? We don't openly display it because they're expensive. So we hide it, right? We put it in our lockers in some safe place. So we don't openly display it. Similarly, this Krishna Prema is Unnata Ujjvala Rasa. This is the highest. So definitely we cannot expect that Krishna can display all this. But Mahaprabhu in his Divya Unmad, in his transcendental madness, is now revealing this Krishna Prem, is now giving this Krishna Prem freely to everybody. And he's giving the opportunity for everyone to come and plunder this treasure house. Because he's revealing the secrets, the love, the madhurya of the gopis of Srimati Radharani and Krishna. So from 63 onwards, this is all poetic verses, right? So we'll see these poetic verses, that what Mahaprabhu has to say. Okay, so I hope you are able to see this presentation. This is just, I made it, but this is all simply copied from Chaitanya Charitamrta to this presentation, each and every word. So let's move now. Text 63, what Mahaprabhu wants to say. Navam Budhala Satyutera Navata Din Manorambha Suchitra Murali Spura Charadamanda Chandrana Mayuradala Bhushita Subhagatara Hara Prabha Same Madana Mohana Sakhita Notri Netra Spriham. So what Mahaprabhu is saying now here in text number 63, Navam Buddha Lasadvitir Navatadin Manorambha. Navam Buddha. Ambuddha means a cloud. Nava means freshly formed cloud. So he is describing now Krishna's complexion. What is Krishna's complexion? Because Mahaprabhu saw Krishna. So now he is revealing everything to Sarup Damodar Goswami and Ramanandara and all the devotees. But he's revealing that how Srimati Radharani saw Krishna. And he's quoting the verse that Radharani recited to Vishakha Sakhi. Navam Buddha, so Krishna's complexion is like an Nava Ambuddha. Ambuddha means clouds, and Nava means freshly formed cloud. So Krishna's form, Krishna's beauty, Krishna's complexion is like a Meghasham, right? It's like a cloud, which is Sham, which is monsoon cloud. So freshly formed monsoon cloud. Lasat Dyutir Nava, Tadin. Tadin means the lightning that happens when the clouds are there, right? So thunderbolt, that Tadi, that lightning, it is very, very attractive. Duty, Krishna's luster is like a lightning of the clouds, like, and it is very, very attractive. Ambara, because, and what is attractive is Ambara, is his dress, his pitambar, that is the dhoti that Krishna is wearing. Because it's pitambar, it is compared to that lightning that's happening. Suchitra means that he is very, very charming. Chitra, Su means very, Chitra means charming. Murali, he is playing a flute, and that Murali is Purat. It's looking very, very beautiful. And then Krishna Chandrananaha. See the last word in the second line. Anana means face. So Krishna's face, Anana means face. Krishna's face is like a Chandra, is like a moon, right? Is like a moon. And what kind of moon? Amanda, which is very, very bright. Manda means dull, but Amanda means bright, which is very, very bright. And moon of autumn season, Sharat Purnima, right? Murali Spurat Sharad Amanda Chandra Anana. Krishna's face, Krishna's Anana is like a moon, a spotless full moon of autumn season. And Krishna is looking very attractive playing his flute. Mayura Dala Bhushita, and he is ornamented, Bhushita, by Mayura Dala. Mayura Dala means the leftover of peacock. What is that? The peacock feather, right? He is decorated with that peacock feather. Subhagatara Hara Prabha. And Subhaga is looking so lovely. And what is that? Tara Hara. Hara means the har, the necklace that he's wearing. So those necklaces are looking like a pearls. Tara Prabha, and it's very effulgent. Same Madana Mohana Sakhi Tanoti Netra Spriham. Now Srimati Radharani is saying, Same, he that Madana Mohana, that Krishna, who is the enchanter of Cupid, oh my dear friends, oh Sakhi, Tanoti Netra Spriham, he is increasing, Tanoti, he is increasing the desire of my eyes. My eyes are longing to see him again. My eyes are longing to see him again, to see his form, to see his beauty, to see his effulgence, to see the beauty of his clothes, to see the beauty of his murali, to see the beauty of his face. My dear friend, the luster of Krishna's body is brilliant than that of a newly formed cloud, and his yellow dress is more attractive than newly arrived lightning. A peacock feather decorates his head, and on his neck hangs a lovely necklace of brilliant pearls. As he holds his charming flute to his lips, his face looks as beautiful as the full autumn moon. By such beauty, Madana Mohana, the enchanter of Cupid, Manmatha, he is increasing the desire of my eyes to see him. Prabhupada says that this verse is also found in Govind Lilamrita, because Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, this Govind Lilamrita is written by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. So what Mahaprabhu previously also he quoted lot of verses, because the verses that has been spoken directly by Srimati Radharani. So Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami has made a collection of those verses, and he has made a separate, he wrote it down in his Govind Lilamrita, like 64. So, text 64. Navaghana snigdhavarna dalitagna chikkana indivara nindi sukomala jiniyopamana gana hare sabra netramana Krishna kanti prava prabhala. So now in this verse, they are describing that how Krishna's complexion, Nava Ghana Snigdha Varna. Ghana again is cloud. Nava means freshly formed cloud. Varna means now he is telling about the complexion, like the color. So he's Snigdha, very, very attractive. And how it is? Dalit Anjana Chikkana. Anjana means the ointment, right? And Dalita means it is kind of a powdered. And chikkana, very chikna, like you see a talcum powder. So it is very, very soft. It is powdered and it is very, very smooth, right? Chikna, like we say in Hindi, right? A very, very smooth. So that's what is the complexion of Krishna. Krishna's, the body, the Krishna's complexion is very, very soft, like a powdered ointment, powdered anjana, and it is very, very smooth. Indivara Nindi Sukomala. Indivara means the blue lotus flower. Right? Nindi means it is putting that complexion of Krishna is putting shame to that Indivara. It is surpassing, it is defeating the beauty, the Sukomala, the soft skin of Krishna is defeating the softness of the blue lotus flower. Is defeating the softness of that blue lotus flower. Jini upamana gana hare sabra netramana Krishna kanti parama prabhala. Krishna's kanti, the complexion of Krishna, is jini upamana gana. Jini means it is surpassing the beauty of all the comparisons. Upamana gana, like there is no words where you can compare the complexion of Krishna. It's surpassing all the comparisons. It is tulasi, incomparable, right? You cannot compare the complexion of Krishna. Hare Sabra Netramana, and that complexion is taking away everybody's Netra and Mana, is taking away, is bewildering to all the eyes and the mind of all the people. Krishna Kanti Parama Prabhala, and this way Krishna's complexion is supremely powerful. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu continued, Shri Krishna's complexion is as polished as powdered eye ointment, Dalit Anjana Chikkana. It surpasses the beauty of a newly formed cloud and is softer than a blue lotus flower. Indeed, his complexion is so pleasing that it attracts the eyes and minds of everyone, and it is so powerful that it defies all comparison. You cannot even compare to anything for this complexion, Krishna Kanti, this complexion of Krishna. Next, Krishna, what he says. Kaha Sakhi ki kari upay. Tell me, O Sakhi, Radharani is saying, O Vishakha Sakhi, give me some upay, give me some advice, give me some solution. Krishna Adbhuta Balaka, Mora Netra Chataka, Na dekhi piya se Mariya. Now Srimati Radharani is saying, Oh Sakhi, please give me koi to upay batao, give me some advice, some solution. Krishna Adbhuta Balaka. Krishna Um, Krishna Adbhuta. Krishna Adbhuta means Krishna's wonderful, this balhaka, this cloud to which I'm comparing Krishna's complexion, is Krishna's beauty is basically like a cloud. Okay, Krishna Adbhuta Balhaka. Krishna's beauty, Krishna's attraction is like a cloud. Mora Netra Chataka, and my eyes are like a Chataka bird. Na dekhi piya se mari aaya. And if I cannot see that cloud, from where I'm going to quench my thirst. Therefore, I'm feeling that I'm dying. This is the beauty of a Chataka bird. Chataka bird is a bird that takes water only from the clouds. No matter no matter even the Ganga is flowing, but Chataka will not dip its beak in the Ganga and will drink and quench its thirst. Chataka is always looking up, looking for the clouds to shower rain. So that's how Srimati Radharani is comparing her eyes to be the Chataka bird who is looking for that cloud of Krishna's beauty, who's looking for that cloud. And if that cloud doesn't appear, then Chataka bird will not drink water from anywhere. And if that water is not provided to that Chataka bird, the Chataka bird will not be able to quench its thirst and finally will give up its body. So this is also, once happened that Chataka bird was actually looking for the cloud, but there was no cloud. There was no cloud. And finally, being so dehydrated, he fell in Ganga. The Chataka bird fell in Ganga water. Now, in Ganga water, still he couldn't dip his beak and take water. His beak was up looking for that water from the clouds. And finally, in Ganga, really, suffering from that thirst, he gave up his body. So therefore, Srimati Radharani is also, in that famous chapter of Brahmar Geet, the song of a bumblebee, Srimati Radharani says that these three are my guru. I take, shiksha from all these three. First is that Chataka bird, that I am also so much attracted to Krishna, that Krishna, your form, your vision is like a cloud, whether you appear before me or not. Now, clouds can either pour rain or can either give thunderbolt. You know, that's how the nature of the cloud is. But Srimati Radharani is saying, whether you give me rain or thunderbolt, I don't care. I'm like a Chataka bird. I'm learning this lesson from the Chataka bird. I don't care whether you give me thunderbolt or you give me rain, but I am not going to leave you. I only want you. I only want your vision. I don't want to quench my thirst from any other reservoir of water. That's how the mood of a devotee should be. How chaste the devotee should be towards Srila Prabhupada, towards the mission of Prabhupada. That no matter what happened, one should never ever leave ISKCON. One should stick to this organization, should be chaste to Prabhupada, to be chaste to one's guru, and should always, in the mood of Chataka, should always stay under the shelter of ISKCON. Just as Chataka bird always stay under the shelter of that cloud, always looking for that cloud. And next Guru Srimati Radharani in that Brahmara Geet, she mentions next is Chakora bird. That Chakora bird is always looking for a moon. So Radharani is saying, I also always look for Krishna Chandra. I'm a Chakora bird. And third is the moth, the moth, the firefly. Yeah, the moth actually, that, the moth knows that, my ancestors have given up their body by running towards the flame. But still the moth doesn't learn lessons. He still is saying, okay, the flame is there. I should run towards that flame and give up my body. So Srimati Radharani is saying that, oh Krishna, I'm so much like that moth that I want to just be with you. Now it's up to you whether you burn me in the fire of separation or you embrace me with your love. But I only want you. So this is what Srimati Radharani said in Brahmaragit, which is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam. But here also she is saying, Kaha Sakhi ki kari upay? Please tell me, Sakhi, kahe Sakhi, kuch to pay, like tell me some advice, some solution. Krishna Adbhuta Balaka, Krishna's form is like a cloud. Mora Netra Chataka, and my eyes are like Chataka bird. If I don't see that cloud, I'm not going to quench my thirst, and therefore I will die. My dear friend, please tell me, what should I do? Krishna is as attractive as a wonderful cloud, and my eyes are just like Chataka birds, which are dying of thirst because they do not see a cloud. So this is what Srimati Radharani is saying to Vishakha Sakhi. And in our context, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving this whole description to Sarup Damodar Goswami and Rai Ramananda. And of course, to all the devotees who are present. Text 66. Saudamini Pitambara Sthira Nahi Nirantara Muktahara Baka Panti Bhala Indradhanu Shikipaka Uppare Diyache Dekha Aradhanu Vajanti Mala. Very beautiful verse. She's saying now, Saudamini Pitambara. Saudamini means very enlivening, just like the lightning of the clouds. That's what effulgent, that's what attractive is, what Krishna's Pitambar, Krishna's yellow garments. And just like lightning is not sthira, it's restless. It just comes and go. It never stays. So similarly, he's saying Krishna's yellow garments, they are also not still. They are always Krishna's garments is like Saudamani, is like a lightning, and it is not always thira. It is not always, it is restless like a lightning in the sky, because Krishna comes, gives his vision and takes away. That's what he's saying. Muktahara baka panti phala. Mukta means moti, like pearl. Hara means necklace. So the necklace that Krishna is wearing on his conch, like neck, that necklace is like a baka. Baka, we know, right? What is baka? Is ducks, right? We know that baka asura, asura that came in the form of a crane, the duck. So that pearls of Krishna's necklace is compared to as baka panti. Baka panti means as if a lot of cranes or lot of ducks are flying below that cloud, because Krishna's face is like Krishna's anana is like a chandra, is like a moon, right? Is like a moon, and below that there are clouds. So that clouds, below that are the clouds that Krishna's is compared, that his necklace that he is wearing are those white swans that are flying below that cloud. Panti bhala. Bhala means, and it's looking so beautiful. Indradhanu Shikhipaka. And Indradhanu means the rainbow. Indradhanush, right? In Hindi we say. So the rainbow. Sikhipaka. Shikhipaka. Paka means the feather of the peacock feather, right? So that peacock feather that Krishna is wearing on his turban is like looking like an Indradhanush, is like looking like a rainbow. Upare diyache dekha, and is seen, and but upare, on above that rainbow which is compared to as the peacock feather which is compared to as a rainbow, above that upara diyache dekha, there is another rainbow. One rainbow is Krishna's feather, that peacock feather that Krishna is wearing on his turban. But there is another rainbow. And what is that another rainbow? Is that Vaijanti Mala that Krishna is wearing. Because that Vaijanti Mala also contains the flowers, the 5 kinds of flowers, which are very, very colorful. So first, I would like to just tell you that just envision this, that Krishna's face, the Krishna Chandra, Radharani is saying that it's like a Chandra, it's like a moon. But in the previous verse, she also said that it's like a cloud, that Krishna's face is like a cloud. And my eyes are like Chataka bird, and I'm desperately looking for that cloud. So here, if we take that Krishna's face is like that cloud, right? And Krishna's necklace is like the ducks or the white swans that are flying in pankti, in that line, right? They are flying in line. They are not flying haphazardly. They are flying in a line, and they are making a kind of a necklace below that cloud, right? There is a cloud, Krishna's face, and below that cloud, the Krishna's neck has this pearl necklace, and those pearls are like the swans that are flying in that line, in that pankti, in that line they are flying. So that's making like a necklace. And then Krishna's peacock feather is like a rainbow, because peacock feather has few colors, right? So Krishna's peacock feather is like a rainbow. And there is another rainbow, and that rainbow is compared to Aradhanu Vaijanti Mala. And there is another rainbow, which is the Vaijanti Mala that Krishna is wearing. Right? So here, Vaijanti Mala, actually, I was searching for it, and I found that there were 5 flowers. Tulasi Kund Mandar Parijata Saroru hai Panchabhe Kusuma Ete Vanmala Prakikirtita. So there are 5 flowers that comprise this whole Vaijanti Mala. Tulasi, first is the tulsi leaves. Kunda, Mandara, Parijata, Saroru hai. Saroru means the lotus. So there are 5: Tulasi, Kund, Mandar, Parijat, and lotus. Panchabhi, all these 5, Kusume, these flowers, Etehe, these all 5 flowers combine together and make Vanamali Prakirtita. Make Krishna more attractive, more beautiful. Right? So this is what is Vaijanti Mala is. Krishna's yellow garments look exactly like a restless lightning in the sky. Saudamini Pitambara Sthira Nahi Nirantara. Just like lightning is not sthira, is not constant. So Krishna's garments, they are looking like a restless lightning in the sky. And the pearl necklace on his neck appears like a line of herons flying below a cloud. Both the peacock feather on his head and his Vaijanti garland, which is containing flowers of 5 colors, they resemble the rainbows. Indradhanu, text 67. Murali kala dhavani, madhura garjana suni, vrindavane nache mayurachaya. Akalanka purna kala, lavanya jyotsna jhalmala, chitra chandre rata hate udaya. Here, what she's saying is Murali Kaladhavani. So Krishna's Murali, he's playing the flute, Kaladhavani, on a very, very sweet note that Krishna is playing his flute. Madhura Garjana Suni. And just hearing that vibration of that flute, Vrindavane Nache Mayura Chaya, all the peacocks, they started dancing when they heard Krishna's soft, beautiful, melodious flute. Akalanka Purnakala. Akalanka Purnakala. Some things is disturbing me. Just wait. Akalanka Purna Kala, Lavanya Jyotsna Jhalamala, Chitra Chandrera Tahate Udaya. Chitra Chandrera. Chandrera means again the moon, this beautiful moon. And Purna Kala, Akalanka Purna Kala, that moon which is spotless, Akalanka. Kalanka means having some spots, right? But that moon is Akalanka. It is spotless. It doesn't have any spot. Purna Kala, and it is full moon, right? Lavanya Jyotsna Jhalmala, and the beauty of that face of that moon is so glittering. It's so jhalamala, like it's glittering. Chitra Chandrera Tahate Uday. And therefore, that beautiful moon is rising, you know. So what here Srimati Radharani is saying is that the luster of Krishna's body is as beautiful. Now she is talking about the luster, the dviti of Krishna's body is as beautiful as a glow of a spotless moon, akalanka purnakala, a spotless full moon that has just risen. And the vibration of his flute sounds exactly like the sweet thundering of the newly formed cloud. And when the peacocks in Vrindavan hear that vibration, they all began to dance. Now, here she is describing about Krishna's murali, Krishna's flute, the melodious sound, and Krishna's luster, Krishna's dviti, the bodily effulgence. Text 68. Lilamrita varishane sinche chauda bhuvane हेना मेघायवे देखा दीला दुर्दैवा झाझा पवने मेघा नीला अन्य स्थाने मारे चातका पिए पीते न पाईला. So what here now Srimati Radharani is saying that Dilamrita Varshinine, right? The Varshine means the shower, Varsha, right? The rain. Lilamrita, the pastimes of Krishna are like the showers of rain. And what those showers of rain are doing, Siche. Siche means it is drenching or it is nourishing. Siche, Chauda Bhavane, all the 14 planetary systems are being nourished, are being drenched by this rain of Krishna's pastimes. So here now she is describing about the pastimes of Krishna. That the pastimes of Krishna are such a nectar that they drench all the 14 planetary systems. Hena Megha Yabe Dekha Dila. And such a cloud, when it's visible, wow, it's such a good fortune. But it's a fortune, right? It's a good fortune to have that cloud which is compared to be Krishna's pastimes, which is drenching the 14 planetary systems. But now she is saying, Durdaiva, see my misfortune. Now Radharani is saying, see my misfortune. Durdaiva. Jaha Pavane. Jaha means the very strong winds, like a tornado. It's coming, that wind, Pavane, that tornado, that's a very, very strong wind is coming. And what that wind is doing, Megha Nila Anyasthane. That wind is taking away that cloud which is showering the rain of Krishna's pastime. Oh, that tornado, that strong wind is taking away that Megha to Anyasthane, to a different place. And mare chataka pite na pai. And I, who is like a chataka bird, is dying because that cloud has been taken away by somebody. And I'm not able to see that cloud. And when the cloud is not there, the rain shower will not be there. When the rain shower will not be there, Chataka bird will again give up its life because of thirst. So here also Srimati Radharani is saying that Durdaiva, see my misfortune, that somebody is taking away that cloud which is showering the rain of Krishna's pastime. Somebody is taking away that cloud to some other place. And I am simply dying because I'm here as a Chataka bird who is looking for that cloud of Krishna's vision. Very, very beautiful here. And now she's saying, let's read the translation. The cloud of Krishna's pastime is drenching the 14 worlds, Sinche Chauda Bhavane, right? All the 14 planetary systems with a shower of nectar. Unfortunately, when that cloud appeared, a whirlwind arose and blew it away from me. Being unable to see the cloud, the Chataka bird of my eyes is almost dead from thirst. Now, this cloud is Krishna's vision. But what is this whirlwind? What is this whirlwind compared to? This whirlwind is so many things. This whirlwind can be the pride of the gopis or the pride of Srimati Radharani. That is when seen by Krishna, he leaves them in rasa dance and he disappears from that vision. This whirlwind can be Akrura, who very mercilessly comes and takes away Krishna with him to Mathura. And thus, the Chataka bird of Srimati Radharani cannot have the vision. This whirlwind can be the sunrise that takes away Krishna, because now it's the time where Krishna has to associate with his Gopa friends, with his cowherd friends, and has to go for grazing the cows. So this whirlwind can be anything. And now Srimati Radharani is saying, well, whatever it is, but this is my misfortune, Durdaiva, that this whirlwind has arose. And because of that, I'm not able to see the cloud. But when Mahaprabhu is quoting this verse, I was simply reflecting that for Mahaprabhu, what is this whirlwind? What is this whirlwind for Mahaprabhu? So remember, in the start of the session, I told you to remember that Mahaprabhu is always absorbed in Krishna's thoughts and Krishna's consciousness. And though externally it looks bewildering to all other associates that Mahaprabhu has felt unconscious, but in his heart, he is in his transcendental bliss. And those devotees who wake up Mahaprabhu, who brings Mahaprabhu back to consciousness, to his external consciousness, they are the whirlwind for Mahaprabhu, who are taking away that vision of Krishna, who is taking away that rain-filled cloud from Mahaprabhu's vision. So those whirlwinds, because so many times, previously also Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami quoted that Mahaprabhu said, why you shouted that Hari Bol? Why you make so tumultuous sound? And you wake me up and you bring me back to my external consciousness. I was in Vrindavan, I was in Govardhan, I was with Krishna, I was with Srimati Radharani, I was participating in their pastimes. But you making that tumultuous sound, you wake me up, you bring me back to my external consciousness. Why do you do this? That, here also, when Krishna, when Mahaprabhu, in that garden, he saw Krishna, he saw that glimpse of Krishna, he was so happy and he fell unconscious. Though externally he was unconscious, but internally he was in that transcendental bliss because he was seeing Krishna. And suddenly Swarup Damodar Goswami and Ramananda Rai came with all his other associates and they shook Mahaprabhu. And they brought Mahaprabhu back to consciousness. And then Mahaprabhu saying, Kena Krishna Gela, where my Krishna is gone. How will I see him again? So this is what, Radharani is also saying that, this is such an unfortunate condition, that whirlwind in the form of Akrura, in the form of sunrise, in the form of Gopas, they come and they take away this rain-filled clouds from my vision. And I, like a Chataka bird, is almost dead from that thirst, because the Chataka bird is always looking for the clouds. Text 69. Puna kahe hi hi, pada pada Rama Rai, kahe Prabhu Gadgada Akhyane. Ramananda pade shloka, shuni Prabhu harsha shoka, Apane Prabhu kare na vyakhyane. Puna Puna Hi. Now Mahaprabhu is telling, he's telling to Rai Ramananda Rai. He's telling again and again, Hi, alas. Oh Ramananda Rai, pade, please go on, recite something. Prabhu kahe, gada akhyane, his voice being choked up, his heart being gad, being so overwhelmed. He is telling Rai Ramananda, alas, where is my Krishna now? Please recite something that gives some kind of solace to my heart. Please say something, recite some verses. Go on reciting, O Ramananda Rai. Ramananda pade shloka, and then Ramananda Rai, he started reciting some shlokas to give some solace to Mahaprabhu. Suni Prabhu Harsha Shoka. And when Mahaprabhu heard that verse from Rai Ramananda, it was a mixed feeling that arose in the heart of Mahaprabhu. That mixed feeling of jubilation, of harsha, and that lamentation of not seeing Krishna. And after hearing that verse from Ramananda Rai, Mahaprabhu himself started describing elaborately about that verse. In a faltering voice, gada, his heart is being now overwhelmed with that separation. In a faltering voice, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu again said, alas, go on reciting Ramarai. Thus Ramananda Rai began to recite a verse. And while listening to this verse, the Lord was sometimes very jubilant, harsha, and sometimes overcome by lamentation, shoka. And afterwards, the Lord personally explained that verse. Now let's see what that verse is. Very, very beautiful verse. Vikshalavritamukham tava kundala shri gandhasthaladhara shuddham hastivalokam dattabhayam cha bhujadanda yugam vilokya vakshashiyaikaramanan cha bhavamadasya. So what is that verse that has been Mahaprabhu started explaining is Viksha alak avrita. Viksha means to see. Alaka means the locks of curly hairs, like we sing for Mahaprabhu also. What's that verse? Anyway, alaka avrita means to cover, right? So Mahaprabhu's face is being covered, mukham, right? Mahaprabhu's face, his mukha, is being covered by those alaka. Alaka means those soft lock curly hairs. Forgetting that verse, Krishna. Anyways, it's not coming to my mind. It will come, but I don't know. Tava Kundala Shri, and Krishna's Tava Kundala, his kundal, his earrings, they are also very, very beautiful. Shri also means beauty, the beauty of his earrings. So they are also touching Krishna's face. So actually it is said that in all the Krishna's ornaments, the most fortunate are Krishna's earrings because they always get chance to kiss Krishna's face. Right? Gandhasthaladhar adhara sudham hastivalokam. Adhara means the nectar of your lips, right? Adhara sudham means the nectar of your lips. It's so wonderful, Gadasthala means actually that how the kundala, they are falling on your cheeks and they are kissing your cheeks. And adhara means your lips, the nectar of your lips. Sudham, hastivalokam. Hastivalokam means hasita. Hasita means the smile, the smiling glance. Datta abhayam, it bestows the fearlessness. What bestows the fearlessness? Cha bhujha, your arms, they bestow fearlessness. And danda yugam, those bhuja which are yugam, which are two, right? The two arms, they bestow They datta bhayam, they bestow the fearlessness. Vilokya, yugam, Vilokya, by seeing that, Vaksha Shriyaika Ramamam Cha Bhavamadasya. So this last line actually has two meanings. This is actually the verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, but it has two meanings. Now here, as per Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, what Mahaprabhu is saying this, Vaksha Shriyaika Ramamam Cha Bhavamadasya. Vaksha means your chest. Shriya means seeing the beauty of your chest, means it's so beautiful. Mahaprabhu's body is compared to as a lion, right? His chest is like a lion. Basically, his body is like a lion. His chest is very broad and his waist is very slender. So seeing the body of Krishna, which is like a lion, it has a broad chest and a slender waist. So Gopis, Srimati Radharani, they are saying, oh, seeing your chest, that arouse a conjugal attraction in our heart. And when it arouse that conjugal attraction in our heart, seeing your broad chest, well, we want to become your dasya. We want to become your maid servants. So this is what, this verse says, that dear Krishna, by seeing your beauty, by seeing your beautiful face decorated with tresses of hair, alaka avrita, and seeing the beauty of your earrings, which are falling on your cheeks, and by seeing the nectar of your lips, the beauty of your smiling glances, your two arms, which assure complete fearlessness, and your broad chest, whose beauty arouses conjugal attraction, we have simply surrendered ourselves to become your maid servants. Now, another meaning that Srimad Bhagavatam actually describes about this verse is that seeing the beautiful face of Krishna, which is covered by the curling locks of hairs, and seeing the beautiful earrings, which are touching and swinging to and fro on Krishna's cheeks, and the lips of Krishna, which are full of nectar, and his smiling glance, and his two strong arms, which takes away all kind of fear. And then they are saying your chest, which is so beautiful, which is so broad that it arouses conjugal feeling, right? The lusty desires in the heart of gopis. But it also means that your chest is always adorned by the goddess of fortune. Right? Shri can be that it is very beautiful, and Shri can also refer that to be a goddess of fortune. That your vaksha, your chest, is always decorated with Shri, with the goddess of fortune. And she has only the same pleasure because she cannot participate in Rasa Leela, right? So she has only one thing. Her only pleasure is to stay on the heart, on the chest of Krishna, right? She can only stay. That's the pleasure that the goddess of fortune has. But here, all the gopis are saying, no matter what, but still we want to become your maid servants. We want to become your ashulka dasika. Suratnath te ashulka dasika varananignato neha kimvada. That, oh Krishna, what are you doing? You are murdering us. And you have the right to murder us. That's why you disappeared from our vision in that rasa dance, right? You have that right to do anything and everything to us. Why? Because we are your ashulka dasika. We are your unpaid servants, unpaid. And to this, very beautifully, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he comments, he envisions this whole verse, and he says that this is what is the feelings of gopis with Krishna. Now, Krishna says, okay, you have come to me and you want to become my maidservants. But I want to ask you something. Would you like to accept some payment, or you are giving yourselves to me freely? So Gopi says, we are your Ashulk Dasika. We are your unpaid maid servant. So you can do whatever you can to us. We are sold out. We are slaves now in your hands. But the only payment, we don't expect any payment, but the payment that we have is only your vision. We love to have your vision. We want to have your vision. And just through that payment basically to have that vision of yours is enough for us to survive. And then Krishna says that, okay, maybe your husbands will not tolerate this behavior and they will go and complain to Kamsa. And unnecessary, there will be a big fearful situation that will arouse. So what do you want to say about that? Why are you behaving like this? Why you want to become my maid servants? You all are married. Your husbands will not like this act of yours, this behavior of yours. They will go and complain to Kamsa. And then the gopi says, Krishna, we don't care for that. We have so much conviction. We have so much faith in your two mighty arms, which are like strong bolts. We have so much conviction on them. Just like you lifted up Govardhan Hill on the pinky of your left hand. So we are very much assured, because when you lifted that Govardhan Hill, you crushed the pride of Mahendra. You crushed the pride of Indra. So we are rest assured that even if complaint goes to Kamsa, your two mighty arms will kill Kamsa and will protect us and will bestow all fearlessness to all of us. And then Krishna says, okay, but I'm such a religious person, I cannot make others' wives as maid servants. So, this is an act of irreligiousness. So what do you want to say for that? And then the gopi says, oh Krishna, don't say like that. Don't say that you are so religious that you cannot accept the wives of others as your maid servants. Because we know that you have captured, you have basically taken away the Lakshmi, Lakshmi, who is the wife of Narayan. And you have placed that Lakshmi on your chest as Shivatsa mark. And openly she is not there, but like a lock of hair, she is there. Like a golden line, she is there on your chest. And that's her only pleasure. Openly she cannot stay there because she is the wife of Narayan. But oh Krishna, if you can accept the wife of Narayan, that Lakshmi Devi on your chest as a golden line, well, you can accept anybody. You can accept us also as your maidservant. So don't give that kind of excuses. So this is the very beautiful verse that is also quoted in Srimad Bhagavatam. And the gopis are saying that, oh Krishna, basically now we are surrendered souls and we have become your maidservants. Like 71. Krishna Jini Padma Chanda Pati Ache Mukha Phanda Tate Adhara Madhusmita Chara Vraja Nari Yashi Yashi Phande Padi Haya Dasi Chadi Lajapati Ghara Dwara. Again, a very beautiful verse where they are saying, Krishna Jini Padma Chanda, your Padma, your lotus flower, is the lotus flower, and Padma means lotus flower, and Chanda means the moon. So Krishna, your, it says Pati Ache Mukha Phanda. So Krishna, you have conquered the moon, right? Genie means you have surpassed the beauty of moon and the lotus flower. And now what you have done is Pati Ache Mukha Phanda. Like your face has basically surpassed the beauty of a moon and of a lotus flower. It has surpassed Krishna Genie. It has surpassed the beauty of moon and the beauty of lotus flower. Moreover, your mukha is so beautiful that it has spread a phanda. Phanda means a noose. There is a noose on which, unfortunate souls, they hang themselves, while committing suicide. or we have Nagapanda, like Varuna Dev has his Nagapash. So it's kind of a noose. Yamaraj has its own noose, right? So they are saying, Krishna, your face is like that noose, that fanda. Tate adhara madhu smitachara. And on top of that, that net that you have displayed through your face, that face which is like a panda, like a noose, on that you have placed a bait. A bait is basically there to attract all the small animals like fishes and small animals, so that they come and they're attracted and they fell prey in the hands of those who want to catch these, small animals and fishes, etc. So they are saying your smile, madhusmita, your beautiful smile on your face is like a bait to which we all are attractive. And when we see that smile, Vraja Nari Ashi Ashi, that Nari, that all the women of Vraja, all the Vrajavasinis, the damsels of Vraja, as soon as they see your smile on the face, on your face, they immediately approach to you. And as soon as they approach to you, Panda Padi Haya Dasi, they immediately caught by the nose of your face and they become your maid servants, because now they are caught by you. So when the hunter, when it catches away all these small animals, when he hunts and that whole animals are there on the net, now it's up to the hunter can do anything and everything to those birds, right? Or to those small animals. Hunter can do anything. So similarly, these gopis are also saying, oh Krishna, as soon as we see the smiling face on your beautiful face, well, your face, which is like a noose, and your smile, which is like a bait to us, all the Vrajvasis, they are so much attracted, the damsels of Vraja, they are so much attracted to that bait, they come to enjoy that bait, to see that smile, and finally they are caught in that fanda, in that net of your face. And there you can do anything, because now we are your maid servants. And what we do is chadi laja pati ghare dwara, because now since we are your maid servants, you can do anything and everything to us, and we have given up chadi, we have given up laj, all kind of shame we have given up. We have become literally shameless now. We have give up all our laj, all our shame, all our prestige, all our kirti, all our glories. We have left away of being so chaste wives. We have left all that. We have left our pati, we have left our husbands, we have left our ghar, like our home and our family. So, oh Krishna, he's saying, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then said, after conquering the moon and the lotus flower, Krishna wished to capture the doe-like gopis, like she deer, like. Thus he spread the nose of his beautiful face, and within that nose he placed the bait of his sweet smile to misguide the gopis. The gopis fell prey to that trap and become Krishna's maidservants, giving up their homes, their families, their husbands, and their prestige. Bandhava Krishna kare vyadhara achar. Now Radharani is saying, oh Bandhava, oh my dear friends, Krishna is behaving, achar means behavior. Krishna is behaving like a vyad, like an hunter. Nahi mane dharma dharma, hare nari mrigi marma, kare nana upayata hara. Krishna is now acting like a hunter. Oh my dear friend, oh Bandhava, Krishna is like acting like an hunter. And hunter doesn't care for piety and impiety. When hunter hunts, he doesn't care whether, by hunting that particular animal, he'll get piety or impiety. Hunter doesn't care, because that's his job. So what he does is he just creates various plans, various devices to conquer the animals. So similarly, here Radharani is saying that, oh my Sakhis, Krishna's behaving like a hunter who doesn't care for piety and impiety. We have left everything of being so-called chaste wives. We have left everything and we have come to Krishna. But Krishna, what he's doing is he's simply creating many devices to conquer the hearts of a doe-like gopis. My dear friend, Krishna acts just like a hunter. The hunter does not care for piety or impiety, dharma, adharma. Hunter doesn't care. He simply creates many devices to conquer the hearts, the cores of the hearts of the doe-like gopis. Nana upai, he does many things just to capture the hearts of all the gopis. 3 more verses to go. Text 73. Gandhasthala jhalamala nache makara kundala sei nrite hari nari chaya sashmita kataksha bane tasabara hridehane nari vade nahi kichu bhaya. What is saying? Gandhasthale, on your cheeks, Krishna. Jhalamala is glittering. What is glittering? Nache, dancing. Makara kundala, that shark-shaped earrings are dancing on your earrings and they are touching your cheeks. Say nrite kari nare chai. And seeing this, seeing the dancing of these attractive earrings, all the woman's heart is also being captured. Sasmita. And over and above that, forget about those earrings. Those earrings themselves are so captivated to all the gopis of Raja. And on top of that, Sasmita, your beautiful smile, Katakshvane, it is like a that sidelong glance of Krishna, right? When you say Kataksh, Kataksh means very pointedly, Bane means that bow. It is like a bow, right? It is like a bow. It's like an arrow. Sorry, not a bow, but it's like an arrow. Ban is arrow, right? So that arrow is so sharp. It's so kataksh. That smile of your Krishna, your smile is like that arrow, which is so kataksh, which is so sharp that it directly goes and pierces the heart of us. Nari vadhe nahi kichu bhai. And when you are making us, when making all our hearts pierced with that your sharp smile, you don't have any, you're not even bhaya, you don't have any fear that killing all these women in this way. You are killing all of us in this way, and you are not at all afraid. What kind of person you are? You are really become a hunter. You don't even care for anything. The earrings dancing on Krishna's cheeks are shaped like sharks, and they shine very brightly. And these dancing earrings attracts the minds of all women. Over and above this, Krishna pierces the hearts of women with the arrows of his sweetly smiling glances. He is not at all afraid to kill women in this way. He has become a hunter. Text 74. Ati ucha suvishtara Lakshmi Shrivasta Alankara Krishnera ka dakiyata vaksha Vraja Devi Laksha Laksha Tesa bara Manovaksha Haridasi Kari Bare Daksha. Now they are saying, O Krishna, Ati Ucha Suvistara Lakshmi Shrivasta Alankara. On your broad chest is the ornament of Shrivasta mark, right? Krishnera e Dakita Vaksha. And Krishna's chest is being ornamented with that Shrivasta mark, because that's the residence of Lakshmi Devi, the goddess of fortune. And his chest is as broad as a plunderer. And Vraja Devi Laksha Laksha, all the Vrajvasinis, all the damsels of Vraj in thousands upon thousands, their mind, Manovaksha, that their mind and their breast are also being captivated by seeing Krishna's chest, which is anointed, which is ornamented with that Shrivasta mark. And he's saying, you are a Karibare Daksha, you are expert in captivating all our minds and thus making us your maidservants. On Krishna's chest are the ornaments of the Shrivasta mark, indicating the residence of the goddess of fortune. His chest, which is as broad as a plunderer's, attracts thousands upon thousands of damsels of Raja, conquering their minds and breasts by force. Thus, they all become maidservants of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Text 75. Sulalita dirghagala Krishnera bhuja yogala bhuja nahe Krishna sarpakaya Dui shaila chidra pashe narira hridaya damshe mare nari se vishajala. Very beautiful verse. Here, they are saying, so lalita dirgha gala. Right? So lalita means very, very beautiful. Dirgha gala means your long Krishna's arms, right? Bhuja Yugala, the two arms of Krishna, they are like strong two bolts. Bhuja nahi, they are not bhujas, they are not arms, but they are sarpakaya, they are like a serpents, two big serpents. So now they are they are glorifying Krishna's, the beauty of Krishna's arms. And they are saying, oh Krishna, the beauty of your arms is that first of all, they are like a dirghagala, they are like a they are like a long bolts. And bhuja nahi, they are not bhuja, they are like a sarpa, they are like a serpents. Dui shela chidra pashe. Okay, what does a serpent do? Serpent just looks for some hole and wants to enter into that hole. And once the serpent enter that hole, it leaves its venom, its poisonous venom over there. So here, the gopis are saying, Dui Shaila Chidra Paishe. This two hills, two big hills, in those two big hills, that snake wants to enter into that chidra, into that hole. Now, two big hills are compared to as two breasts of Krishna, of gopis, of Srimati Radharani. So the two breasts of of gopis are compared to the two big hills. In between those, that hole is there, and that Krishna wants to enter that hole, means he wants to enter, his arms want to enter as snakes, he wants to enter into the heart of those gopis and want to leave his venom over there. Narira hridaya damsha, you just break apart the hearts of all the women, and then the women die with the burning poison that you leave there. The two very beautiful arms of Krishna are just like long bolts. They also resemble the bodies of black snakes. They enter the space between the two hill-like breasts of women and bite their hearts. And the women then die from the burning poison. So you just see that how each and every limb and each and every part of Krishna's is beautified here. Text 76. Now what happened? Now they have been burned by that poison, right? Now, Krishna Kara Padatala. So when basically, I'm sorry to say, just, when they say that, they have been dying for the burning poison, actually Prabhupada writes in the purport, I'll just read, that the gopis are becoming so much agitated by the lusty desire, that biting of, you know, when it says that Krishna, you bite our hearts, the arms are your snakes, are like snakes, right? And that snakes enter into the holes of our heart and they leave their venom there. And we, die with that burning poison. So that means we are so much agitated by that lusty desire, and due to which, we are dying in that sensation, in that burning sensation. To that, text 76, then they say, Krishna Kara Padatala Koti Chandra Shushitala Jini Karpura Vena Mula Chandana Ekabara Yara Sparshe Smara Jwala Vishana Se Yara Sparshe Labdhanari Mana. So what they're saying, that yes, we are burning, in that lusty desire of enjoying you. But here, Krishna Kara Padatala. Krishna, your Kara means your hands, Pada, your lotus feet. The palms and the soles of your lotus feet are Koti Chandra Shushitala. Koti means immense, millions upon millions of Chandra, moon, Sushitala, like a cooling, they are so cooling, they are so pleasing. So your palms, the soles, and the soles of your feet, they are so cool, they are so pleasing, that Jini Karpura Vena Mula Chandana, that it surpasses what? Karpura. Karpura means camphor, which is very cool. And Vena Mula is like, Mula means roots of what? Khaskhas. So those who are into cooking, that khaskhas also gives a very cooling effect. Very, very cool. So they are saying that the soul of your lotus feet and your hands, your kara, this surpasses the coolness of karpura, of camphor, of the roots of kaskas, and also chandana, also the sandalwood. It surpasses. They are, because they are compared to the coolness of millions upon millions of moons. Ekabare yara sparsha, and just have one touch of your hand or your lotus feet, smara jwala vishanase, whatever jwala, whatever the burning cessation, whatever the lusty desires that are there in our heart, it it just vanquish, it becomes vanquished, nashe, it becomes finished. Yara sparsha labdhama nari mana, and the minds of women are simply attracted. But all the lusty desires, the burning poison of lusty desires in which the women of Raja were burning, just having the touch of your lotus feet or your hands, all that burning sensation goes away. The combined cooling effect of camphor, roots of khaskhas, and sandalwood is surpassed by the coolness of Krishna's palms and the soles of his feet, which are cooler and more pleasing than millions upon millions of moons. If women are touched by them even once, ekabara yara sparshe, their minds are enticed, and the burning poison of lusty desire for Krishna is immediately vanquished. Last verse for today. एतके विलाप करी प्रेमावेशे गौर हरि ए अर्थे पद एक श्लोका यही श्लोका पढ़ी राधा विशाखरे कए बाधा ओधा गिया ओघा दिया हृदय रशोका. So what now Mahaprabhu is saying? Mahaprabhu is saying, Etaka vilapa kari. This way Mahaprabhu was lamenting. And his lamentation was not a dry lamentation. It was prema aveshi. He was lamenting because he was absorbed in Krishna prem. So lamentation are also of two types, right? One lamentation is when we lament for some material things. That is dry lamentation. But when we lament for Krishna prem, when we lament for Krishna's form, to see Krishna, to hear Krishna's pastimes, when that lamentation is there, well, that lamentation is blissful, right? So here Mahaprabhu's is Vilapakari. He is also lamenting, but his lamentation is not a dry lamentation. It is Prema Aveshi. It is full with Prema, Krishna Prema. A Arthe Pade Eka Shloka. Now he is telling that please, O Ramananda Rai, read one shloka. Which verse? Yei shloka padi Radha, the verse that was spoken by Srimati Radharani. Vishakare kare badam. To whom? To Vishakha Devi, she spoke this verse. Like what she wants to say, Vadha Udhagiya Hridaya Shoka, where she wants to expose all the sufferings that has been there in her heart, because of which she has so much of lamentation for Krishna. So Mahaprabhu is now telling Rai Ramananda, please quote that verse that Srimati Radharani spoke to Vishakha Sakhi, where she wants to show, where she wants to expose all her lamentation for Krishna. Lamenting in ecstatic love, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then recited the following verse, or he himself actually recited the following verse, which was spoken by Srimati Radharani while exposing the lamentation of her heart to her friend Srimati Vishakha. And what that verse is, we'll see day after tomorrow on Friday. So thank you all so much. We'll stop here. I know I just lost the track of time also. It's been 12, 20, 28. I'm sorry for that. But want to cover this whole section because now Mahaprabhu actually saw that glimpse of Krishna and he wants to describe everything what he saw because he was still in his partial external consciousness and he wants to describe everything to Rai Ramananda and Sarup Damodar Goswami in Radha Bhav, in Gopi Bhav. And now the climax of that verse that we'll see day after tomorrow. So thank you all so much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. We'll stop here. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Kirtida Sundari Mataji. Thank you so much. It was such an ecstatic class. The description of Krishna, catching the glimpse of Krishna, and then the feelings that they have. It was all expressed so beautifully in your beautiful class. The Vaijayantimala explanation and the whirlwind explanation. Who could be the whirlwinds? That was very beautiful, very beautiful. So much extensive research. Thank you so much, Mataji. In spite of having minimal resources, you really churned out the verses. Thank you so much again. Beautiful, very meditative.
Thank you so much, Preeti Vilasni Mataji. Thank you for always giving the opportunity to serve, not being qualified, but still. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhanvat Pranam. All
Hare
praise to Shri
Krishna
Prabhupada.
Mataji. Dhanavad pranams.
Mataji, how do you get ready for so much? Such a wonderful class, Mataji. I don't know where to start from, and there were so many points you covered. I literally have to listen to that again, and with a flow, as last time also I told you, with such a nice flow, without like tampering anything, or normally you that you're you look so cool and calm when you're explaining this. Otherwise, there are so many things to explain, and one might get so excited, but you are so beautifully narrating everything. Thank you, Mataji. Like this class, I think I should listen again. I know it is a very high level to understand. So I just hope that at least a little bit I can understand from your class. Thank you, Mataji, for all the efforts you're putting in.
Thank
Hare
you. Thank
Krishna.
you so much, Sita Preeti Mataji, for always encouraging. I don't know whether this class was helpful in any way, but it was purifying for myself, for sure. For sure, it helped me a lot to dive deep into Krishna's form, Krishna's complexion, the mood of Srimati Radharani. But I don't know whether I was able to do justice to these verses, because these verses doesn't have any purport. And in morning also I was talking to someone and I was telling that, you know, how difficult it is when none of the Maharajas also have spoken extensively on these verses. I've searched a lot that I could get something that I can speak, but nobody has touched upon this subject matter. And those who have touched were simply reading, you know, the verses and the translation, the verses and the translation. So I thought, if they didn't do anything, if Prabhupada has not commented anything, has not written the purport to anything, then who am I? Who am I to comment or to say anything to these verses? So I just follow the same protocol by reading the verse and by reading the translation by Prabhupada. So that's all what I did. It was a simple reading today, and everything, each and every word was from Chaitanya Charitamrta, because there were no purports. It's only the translations of Prabhupada. So our glories to him who helped us to translate these, who translated these and made us understand. Otherwise, it was impossible. So thank you, Mataji. Thank you for your words.
Father, then in each and every class, what happens is like when the speaker is speaking, we look out for those points which are really, some points they come, uh, so many things are spoken, but some things they seep into your mind. Like how you said that, how Srila Prabhupada said that no matter what, you should not be leaving this mission at any cost. Right? Like this is so important, and in this COVID time when everything is going so haywire, like our faiths might get disturbed because seeing so many close ones suffer. Like these are so important things to just get from any class. From any class, this is what is the main thing which is happening. From any class, wherever you get support, we're just trying to cling to it and just try to dive through whatever is going on by holding on to our philosophy. And all you wonderful speakers are just helping in that way, Mataji. Thank you so much. Because there are so many things going on, and it is really hard to concentrate on things now.
Yes, very true, Mataji. I support you with this, because On one side, the mind is really bewildered that what's happening in the world, especially in India, when our so many relatives are being, in the trap of this COVID, and they are getting this virus. So, on one sense, the mind is always upset. But on the other hand, if we simply take shelter of Srimad Bhagavatam and Caitanya Charitamrita, then what I feel is that if this would have not been there, I would have gone into depression. Seriously. Hearing so much, hearing so many deaths of my relatives, hearing so much of pains they are going through. If I would have been all by myself, I would have really gone into depression. But all glories to Prabhupada books, all glories to all the association that they are there, and because of which we are forced to read, we are forced to concentrate on this Chaitanya Charitamrita and Srimad Bhagavatam, which are so sweet. And in one sense, that depression, that depressed mind just goes away. We don't even feel like even thinking of that. Okay, whatever is happening, let it happen. Let it happen. Now what to do? Can we do anything? We cannot do anything. We cannot even go back to India. Recently I came to know that my sister-in-law also got COVID positive. And now I don't know, my mother-in-law is with her, and how everything is going to happen, what will be the circumstances, how bad her COVID will be eventually, I don't know. She herself is diabetic, and she just recently she is in her high fever. Now what to do? I could have lamented yesterday, as yesterday I came to know, so either I would have lamented the whole day, like what will happen, how things will turn up, do we have to leave here, and do we all also have to wind up everything and go back? Or the other way is, okay, let me take shelter of Chaitanya Charitamrita, tomorrow is the class, let me focus on this. So when I think of this, I really be grateful that at least Prabhupada has given us this. And when we get ourselves engaged in some services, we always focus on those services, right? And then the focus from all the worldly things just goes away. And our real focus goes on Prabhupada's things and Prabhupada books and our services. So yes, they are the savior. We just don't say that Prabhupada is the savior. Actually, Prabhupada is the savior of this whole world. And right now, Prabhupada is present in his books, in his lectures, in his Vani, and they are the real saviors, I must admit to it. Thank
True,
you.
Mataji. True. So true, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Kirtida Sundari Mataji. That was very well said. So much. We are actually, in one sense, though we undergo the greatest of the misfortunes, there is some support and hope in life thanks to Srila Prabhupada's books. So thank you so much for bringing it up. Very good. And my prayers for your entire family, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji.
Calm down eventually.
Everybody is suffering, everybody. So it's the entire India is now suffering.
Honestly,
Hare
with
Krishna,
of Krishna consciousness, I really don't know how we could have handled anything at all. So there is, there is a lot of, I don't know, it's a big blessing actually, in spite of the storms that we have in our life and all the most misfortunes, greatest misfortunes. Still you feel that there is a light of support because of this consciousness. We are not looking for magic, or we are not looking for some sudden transformation in anyone's life, but still we are able to remain stable because the process is so potent.
Exactly. Process.
And we are possibly the most fortunate people on earth to receive this process. So
yes.
it's amazing.
ब्रह्मांडे भ्रमिते कौन भाग्यवान जीव गुरु कृष्ण प्रसाद पाए भक्ति लता बीज. Yes, we are the fortunate ones. And we should
Thank you, Kirtida Sundari, for such a wonderful class. You gave us, the translation, gave us from Krishna's Kaviraj, and I think you explained it so beautifully. And it was so much nectar. It was so intense, so much nectar that it was like we were becoming super absorbed. It was really wonderful.
Thank you, Mother Sucharya. Words of appreciation from you really means a lot. Please bless me so that I can imbibe these. I can really reflect on these verses in my own life. So please bless me. Thank you for your association always.
Thank you so much, Mataji. In such difficult time, and when you were emotionally disturbed, also you could focus and do this service of giving this nectarian class of Chaitanya Charitamrita. I mean, it was so nectarian that I have no words for it. Chaitanya Charitamrita is like the ultimate scripture, and you very nicely it flowed from your mouth. It's like Krishna's mercy coming from your words. So thank you very much, Mataji, from the bottom of my heart. And my prayers for everyone's relatives suffering in India, because even some of my relatives and from my husband's side of the family also have suffered from COVID, and a very young death also has occurred. So I can understand, Mataji. So thank you very much for this class, and my prayers for everyone. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Parima Mataji. Yes, this Chaitanya Charitamrita is very sweet. One day, one Mataji in our temple, she was giving class. She's also Prabhupada disciple. And she was quoting that once Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he said that if there is immense rainfall, this whole world is inundated with waters, and you have to save something, of your precious something, of course, your life, and then something more to it, then go and grab your deities. Go and grab your deities, go and grab Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, and Chaitanya Charitamrita. But then as the water level rises and you feel that now it's heavy for you to carry all this, let go the deities. Let go the deities, but hold on to Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and Chaitanya Charitamrita. But then you feel that water level is rising. This whole world is now coming to an end. And you have to let go something. Just let go Bhagavad Gita. And then finally let go Bhagavatam also. But then you see that the water is still rising up to here, and now there is no chance. Still don't let go Chaitanya Charitamrita. Hold on to you and get drowned in that water of inundation. So that's how important is Chaitanya Charitamrita. That Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was saying, don't let go Chaitanya Charitamrita at any cost. Even if you have to die, die with Chaitanya Charitamrita. Hold that Chaitanya Charitamrita onto yourself and just die in the waters of inundation. It was so good when I heard this. How important it is for Chaitanya. Yeah, so sweet.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare.
Go ahead, Vrinda. Go.
No, Mataji, please you go ahead.
Kanwat Pranam, Kirtida Mataji. Very, very beautiful class, so nectarian. And hearing from you was even more pleasurable. Thank you so much. I really love that all of the explanations that you had for what the Vanamala actually consists of, on the different explanations of the whirlwind. And what I especially loved was how the Chakora bird, Chataka bird, you talked about three of them, Chataka, Chakora, and the moth or the firefly. So how the Chataka bird, even when it's in the Ganges, it can't drink water. So I'm just praying that I reach that, stage some lifetime. It's just so beautiful. Very, very, very nice how Radharani was explaining her state and how Gauranga Mahaprabhu explained it. Thank you so much, Mataji. Dandavad Pranam.
Dandavad Pranam, Indu Mataji. Thank you so much. Thank you.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी, दंडवत प्रणाम। श्रील प्रभुपाद श्रील गुरुदेव की जय। श्री श्री राधा गोपीनाथ की जय। जय जय नित्यानंद, जय जय गौरांग। Mataji, very beautifully you explain as usual. Sisi Caitanya Charitamrita. It's give us strength to fight the material, like material people. The nature is they are just
that nature is like they are bichu ki tarah dak dete. But when Vaishnava are Mataji, so here Mataji you explain about that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Krishna's Kundala. Kundala is so lucky that kisses Lord Krishna. They are very fortunate. And you explained all the peacock's feathers and chatak birds, and that you explained about Srimati Shri Radharani, that I hear from, I think in Chachindra Maharaj, that we should not proud of our seva, that all seva is given by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev and Shri Radha Gopinath Mercy only. And we should not leave whatever hard time we get, but we should not leave Srila Prabhupada seva. And here you explained about the Vaishanti Mala, and the moon is dancing, and the curly hair, and the Chandrama, हजारों चंद्रमा का फेस लॉर्ड कृष्णा के मुख पे था. And then you explain about the bodily effulgence, and 14 bhavans are so fortune. And when the tornado winds coming taking away, that should that you explain so nicely. I am not able to see that cloud. Srimati Shri Radharani said somebody is taking away the clouds so that she can take the darshan. And especially all the Radha, all the gopis moved that unpaid, they are unpaid servant. And they all the gopis explain that whatsoever moved to South Srila Prabhupada. And then you explain about the I take only 1 minute, Mataji, about the feathers of peacock and Krishna is wearing, and then explain about the Krishna's face like a dark white swan in the lotus pankhadi kind, and explain about the necklace, and that both hand and so strong, and explain about the Tulsi Maharani, Kusumba, Kundara, Mandara, more peacock, beautifully explain about the garland pulse of Lord Krishna. And then compared with the cloud of Indradhanu, more Lila, and Madhur Rajni of Shidam Vrindavan Dham. Then you explain about specially Morli flute, Kaladhvani, that is sweet note जो लॉर्ड कृष्णा बजाते थे, that you explain. मधुर गजनी सुनी. And then you explained about Vrindavan Nache Mayur Chaya, and the spirit of Alankar Purnakala, and Akalank Mala, Chitra Chandera, moon beautifully. So many things, Mataji, you explain, Mataji. It's give us strength to fight the material difficulties came in our life. The young Vaishnava, and he's a doctor, my father, brother-in-law, and he's no more. He's just serving his ma, respected ma, and nothing happened, Mataji. Little corona, and he's no more in 2 days. So all these things are paining us when we hear the news that Vaishnava are. So this Krishna Katha is given us strength that how we fight the material problem, how we give them a Krishna conscious. Mataji, my sister-in-law is starting join ESCON, and she is sending a push from Canada. She Radha Kshira Chor. So Mataji, little seva I am doing, and they are sitting in our shoulder and become a so sincere Vaishnava. So we have to show Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev, Shri Radha Gopinath as Das Dasanubhav. So many obstacles come in a material life also, in spiritual life also. We should not clarify that I am right, you are wrong. Whatever it is, we all have to hold each one hand and Sau Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev, Shri Radha Gopinath as Das Dasanu Das Bhav. That much I understand. Thank you, Mataji. No words to your sincere seva. My daughter is also hearing, and the tears came in her eyes to hear Sridham Vrindavan Dham Leela. Thank you, Mataji. Anant Koti Danvat Pranam. Danvat Pranam to all Vaishnava. Hare Krishna.
Dandavat Pranam, Mataji. So sorry to hear about the loss, but yeah, Krishna will take care of everybody. Krishna will take care of everyone. He'll give the right, appropriate, Uchita destination to all the souls, because Krishna acknowledges all our services. Thank you, Mataji.
Praying for your family member also, Mataji. Please forgive me. Hare Krishna. Danvat Pranam.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much. Now, seeing Vrinda Gopika Mataji, I remembered, right? I was telling that curly lock hairs decorating Krishna's cheeks. I remembered that bhajan, right? Sundar Bala Shachi Dulana Nachat Shri Hari
Kirtida
Kirtan
mein.
Hare Chandana Tilak Manohare Alika Shobhe Kapolan mein. That alika, that curly lock hairs, kapolan, like on the cheeks, they are beautifying the cheeks, the lock of curly hairs. It's such a beautiful song. Yeah.
Swati Mataji and little Krishna sing this bhajan so nicely in Sadhu Sangha, if you remember.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Danvat Pranam.
Yeah,
Thank you so much, Mataji, again for this very nectarian class. As usual, your classes are very, very, what we can say, like mesmerizing, Mataji. So much attractive. But because of this situation, Mataji, I'm also not able to focus that much, Mataji. And Mataji, I have a question. So we are all praying, we are all doing japa for all the devotees, and we are saying that Krishna, we are leaving to Krishna's sweet will. So whatever he wishes, he will carry on. So then what is the point of our prayers and how it will help the Mataji?
We can only pray, Mataji. What we have in our hand is prayers. That's our only shelter, right? What Krishna will do, let Krishna takes care. But our job is, our business is to pray. And we are not going to leave that. That's a kind of a cold war that we are having it with Krishna. That Krishna, okay, we are not leaving our prayers. We'll try our level best. But again, Krishna is autocrat, right? He is Swarat. He can do anything, whatever he wants. And on the other hand, we should also see that Krishna has some better plan. You know, Krishna's plans are always perfect. We have such a limited vision. We are so much conditioned that we can't even see Krishna's plan. But Krishna has his own plan. 10 months back, on the same day, on 4th of July, when my Guru Maharaj left, I was also thinking like you are thinking. That we prayed so much. There was not a single person who was left who didn't pray for Maharaj, whether he was Maharaj's disciple or not, irrespective. Everybody, the whole world was engaged in prayers for Maharaj. So did Krishna heard our prayers? No, Maharaj left, right? But Krishna heard prayers of Maharaj because Maharaj wants to go. So Krishna heard his prayers, but at the same time, you know, he instructed the whole world. First of all, the whole world, Maharaj leaving that body made the whole world chant. Made the whole world chant. So this was the plus point. Second, we disciples get to know, not only we disciples, but all the well-wishers, everybody in ISKCON, that don't take Srila Prabhupada disciples for granted. They are in their 70s. They are in their Antya Lila. They will be leaving soon. So we should not take them for granted. Take their association as much as possible. Because when Maharaj left, I heard so many devotees saying, oh, we didn't have that association with Maharaj. We missed hearing his classes. We missed hearing his association. So Maharaj leaving at that time was a wake-up call for all of us, not only for the disciples, but for everybody. That don't take your spiritual masters for granted. Hear from them. Rely on their Vani. Focus on their Vani, because Vani is the only thing that's going to stay with us. Vapu will leave today or tomorrow, but the Vani is going to stay with us. So that was the wake-up call. So if you see from Krishna's perspectives, Maharaj leaving this body gave us so many instructions, really to become serious. Enough of how he is going on in his ISKCON. Let's be serious now. Let's be serious. Let's be focused. Let's understand the goal of life. Let's understand the pain, the trouble that Srila Prabhupada went through. Let us understand and be grateful to the pain and trouble that all his disciples went through and are going through. See His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj in so much of external bodily pain apparently that we see, though internally he is also in his transcendental bliss. But so much still he is preaching. For whom? For us. For what? For all of us. He is doing it in this condition also. So let's not take them for granted. Let's be serious. Let's associate more with Srila Prabhupada disciples. Let's have their instructions. Let's focus on our Gurudev's Vani much more than hankering after Vapu. So many instructions. So indirectly, if we say, yes, Krishna heard our prayers, because our prayers were to save, right? And like for Pankajangri Prabhu also, we were praying, but we were adding, right? If you so desire. For my Gurudev also, I was not adding that if you so desire. I was so much selfish in that case. But when I heard that, all his organs are getting failed and, really now it's getting worse, then finally I prayed that, okay, Krishna, if you so desire, then please let him stay for more time. But if you think that, he should go back to serve Prabhupada because there is some other mission in some other planet, then let us be compassionate for those conditioned souls. Let them also have the association of Gurudev and Prabhupada. So in that mood, yes, we should just try to give up. That also helps us to understand that, who are we? We are just tiny, insignificant jivas. We have nothing in our hand. But yes, whatever we have is our prayers. And Krishna acknowledges that prayers. Maybe not today, but tomorrow. Krishna is, I asked this from Nityananda Prabhu, who is the Dallas Temple president, that Krishna didn't hear our prayers. So many devotee pray for His Holiness Bhakti Chandra Swami Maharaj, but Krishna didn't pray. And Nityananda Prabhu said, actually he heard. And if you feel like that he didn't hear, Krishna has kept all those of your prayers in his storehouse, and that will yield result one day or the other. Maybe you will become more serious in response to that prayers. Maybe the world will become more serious. Maybe you will not take everything for granted. And that I could see, I could feel that. So in this way, Krishna is reciprocating to our prayers. After all, this is, like Maharaj always says that this is Vapu. It will go. If not today, maybe tomorrow, maybe day after. It will go, right? It is destined to go. This Vapu is not going to stay forever. But what we have to learn is that be more focused and be more, serious in our Krishna consciousness. Hope that helps, Shama Supriya Mataji.
Yeah, yes, Mataji, it helps, but sometimes I feel like chanting is just, if I'm hearing so many deaths, so many are coming to the prone of this virus, and I feel so many times where our prayers are going, nothing is working, all are suffering. So what are happening to our prayers? Sometimes I feel that it's just purifying myself. I'm feeling somewhat selfish. I'm just doing or praying just myself, or extra rounds also. Nothing is happening. Nothing is changing. Everybody are suffering. So I'm thinking like where these prayers are going.
They will reach to that person, to whomever we'll pray, maybe for not this life, maybe next life.
Oh, okay.
The Krishna conscious. This prayer results. This
Nice.
prayers will yield results. So pray for your relatives. Why not? We should pray for them. If they are saved, well and good. If they are not, then don't get disheartened. They will come back in a devotee family. Krishna will reciprocate to each and every prayer. See the mood of Srimati Radharani. She was so desperate. But what Krishna did? What did Krishna did? He'll just immediately, he'll take away his vision of Radharani's from her eyes. But still, Radharani doesn't lose his faith on Krishna, right? So we should, in the same mood, we should not lose our hope in any ways. In any ways, don't lose your hope. That's going to worse the situation. Have faith, have conviction. No matter what is happening, still have faith on Krishna, that everything will be all right. I know this is the hard time that is going throughout the world. It is going through. But matra sparshas tu kauntaya sitosna sukha dukkada. Right? These are just the summer season and the winter season will come and go. But what we have to do is to tolerate, is we have to be patient. We have to deal every scenario, every situation very, very patiently. I literally learned everything from our dear Preeti Vilasini. You know what she went through, right? We all are aware of it. But it's up to us how we want to handle the situation. It's all up to us. So whether we want to respond or whether we want to react to it, better respond to the situation, thinking that nothing is in my hand. Whatever will happen for good. Have this faith, have this conviction, in the same mood. Keep on praying, keep on praying. Prayers will yield results, maybe not this lifetime, maybe next lifetime. Krishna has all our prarabdhas, right? So in that stock, Krishna can keep all our prayers for all the devotees or non-devotees or whosoever we are praying for.
Nice, Mataji. And Mataji, to this only, I have one more question. I have this for a long time in my mind. So we are praying for the departure soul also. So in that case, the soul departed from that body, so-called body. So how does our prayers work for the departure soul?
In the same way, we pray for the departed soul, that Krishna gives him the uchit, the rightful destination, whatever that soul has gone through. We, like, our prayers only help that soul get another body, the human form of body, and that too in a devotee family. That's what we pray for, right? All the souls don't reach to Krishna's lotus feet, because for that it has to be a to and fro thing, right? From one side it doesn't happen, it has to be from the jiva side also, right? That sadhana should be there and then the mercy comes. But our prayers will only help so that the jiva can progress its own sadhana, maybe in next lifetime. So when we pray for the departed soul, that Krishna, please, uh, take that departed soul under your shelter, that means that Krishna, please give him another chance to have that devotee family, so that that jiva can progress in the spiritual life. So this is the only prayer that we do. But yes, we normally say that Krishna, please take that person under your lotus feet, under your shelter, means give him another chance, give him another chance. If that soul is really elevated, that you can take that soul onto your lotus feet, very well. But if you think that no, then please give him another chance, so that that person can take the human form in some devotee family and can progress further.
Yes, Mataji. Yes, makes sense. Yeah. Thank you, Mataji. Yeah, sometimes I feel that already a soul is departed and he goes to his destination. Then how our prayers will work for the departed soul?
Yeah, prayers works, Mataji. Prayers works. When Krishna sees that somebody is praying, just like Advaita Acharya prayed, right? He roared, he prayed, and his prayers were reciprocated. We are into Krishna consciousness because some Advaita Acharya, in the form of Advaita Acharya, some person must have prayed for us, so that we can become Krishna conscious. So we should be grateful. And in the same mood, we should also pray for others, that they should also be Krishna conscious.
Super, Mataji. Excellent.
Very well.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna Mataji, this is Harita from Texas. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Mataji, it was really, really very nice listening to the verses of Sri Chaitanya's Charitamrta. I liked that Kanan Kundal touching, kissing the cheek of Krishna, which is very lucky to be so close to Krishna. And I wish sometime I get that opportunity to become his Kanan Kundal or something. So I'm selfish, but I felt that when I heard that. So that was really, really awesome. And in this condition, when world is going through so much, and when we are going through this bad situation, when we are hearing this, we will feel that, oh, what are we are up to? There is so much beautiful narration, so much of beautiful things that are described about God. We should be into this. So when we are in this distress situation, when we are hearing this, it will really heal, Mataji. It will really heal everyone. Even a corona patient, if he is listening to this, he himself will become, he will realize that, oh, this is nothing, this is what I need to know. This is
Yes.
what is the reality. This is the ultimate thing that I should know, or at least I have come to know about this now. So uh, I think most it is unfortunate that few of the people who are not able to come into this consciousness, um, they they might be suffering. And I felt the same, Mataji, what you told. Like, even we are praying so much, why these things are happening to the devotees of Krishna. Why these are happening? So then at one point of time I thought, like, maybe Krishna wants these devotees with him. Maybe their service is needed there at near. He wants him there. So that is the reason. And even Pankajagri Prabhu wants to go to Krishna and serve him there. So maybe that's why he wanted to go.
Yeah.
That's what I felt at the end, at the last point, when I heard this, that he left his soul. So when he left his body, so that's how I felt, Mataji. So thanks for all the enlightening, all the enlightening speech that you have given, and all the questions you have answered. Well, most of the questions which I wanted to ask, like almost all the devotees asked, Mataji, and it was like I got all my answers.
Right. Thank you, Harita
Thank
Mataji.
you.
Thank you
Thank
for
you,
your
Mataji. Hare Krishna.
And yes, as you said, that when the soul leaves, so we should be happy, right? When this, like, Pankaj Angri Prabhu left. Yes, it's the matter of sorrow, but also it's the matter of celebration, because now they are getting united with Krishna, right? They are engaging in Krishna's pastimes. So Pankaj Angri Prabhu was serving Narsingha Vigraha here, but now he's serving Sakshat Narsingha Dev in Narsingha Loka. So, it's the matter of celebration. Why not? After all, their desire has been fulfilled. That's what we all aim for, right? That's our prayojana. That's our goal of life.
Yes, Mataji.
So sweet, like you mentioned, you want to become the Kanana Kundal. Yes, why not? Krishna's ornaments, they are, everything is conscious in spiritual world. They are personalities, right? So why not? Why not aspire for that? Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay, it's already 1:07 here in EST. I know it's pretty late.
So, Mataji, Mataji, I take only 1 second. When there is a suffering given by Krishna, a devotee does not take it. It is suffering. A devotee think it is a favor of Lord Krishna and Srimati Shri Radharani. That is that has put me into suffering. Then they never see suffering as a suffering. It is exactly like a son who know his father well. If the father slept, the son never protect. He knows that if he is good for me. Similarly, a devotee is never disturbed when there is a suffering given by Lord Krishna. Srila Prabhupada, Bombay, May 02, 1974. Thank you, Mataji. And you explained about Srimati Shishi when Lord Krishna is Shishi Nityananda and Shishi Gauranga is unconscious. He is in the Leelas of Sridham Vrindavan Dham, Shishi Dwarka Dham. That time Shri Ram Rai Ramanand, and they said the particular words you use, pathe, then Lord Krishna will come back from that Leela, so that, and we should chant our round attentively, Mataji, whatever is condition. And yes, Mataji, prayers is always work. Ananta Koti Danvat Pranam, Mataji. It's give a lots of strength to serve Vaishnava from hearing senior Vaishnavas Krishna Katha, Hari Hari Gauranga.
Okay, Sham Supriya Mataji, would you like to take over?
Yeah, sure, Mataji, sure. Okay, thank you so much, Mataji, once again for your enlightening session, Mataji, and thanks to all the devotees for giving your association. So with this, I would like to pay my obeisances to Mataji and the devotees on the call. Vancha kalpatarupyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय. नामाचार्य शील हरिदास ठाकुर की जय. शील प्रभुपाद की जय. चैतन्य चरितामृता की जय. हर ग्रेस कीर्तिदा सुंदरी माता जी की जय. Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you
Krishna.
all the devotees. Hare Krishna.